In the wake of the storms, there's so much destruction and so much despair. And so once again, we're bringing in Franklin Graham from Samaritan's Purse. And Franklin, how many people have you helped with this particular hurricane so far?
We have helped quite a few so far, but this hurricane is just a week old. It's the hurricanes before it that we've been working with. We had a base set up in San Juan. We had to close that base. Still have people there, but we had to pull our airplanes and our relief supplies. We had to pull that out. We should be going back in late tonight. Hopefully we go back in tomorrow. We've got 1,000 generators that we're taking in. We've ordered another 1,000. Lowe's has given us a good deal on getting these. We appreciate their help. And so these generators will go in. We have plastic tarps. These are heavy-duty tarps that if a person has lost their roof, they can put that on, and it'll keep them in the dry. It's not a permanent fix, but it's a temporary solution. So we're at work. We got people there. We're just waiting for the airport to open.
How do you organize it? Like when your planes land on the ground, where do you go? How do you know what houses to go and help?
Well, first of all, we have a large church connections there. I preached there earlier this year. We had a large meeting with hundreds of churches involved. So we've got a network of pastors and churches that we work through. So that's how we distribute in the community. And the local church knows better than anybody else where the needs are, where the elderly are, where the people that have lost everything are living. And so we work with the churches.
So help out Good Samaritan's Purse, and they could really need the help because we had slammed with 3 hurricanes. You got Florida, Texas, and Puerto Rico and the surrounding Caribbean, small little countries. Meanwhile, let's talk about the president's speech a couple of days ago. I was struck by the fact that you did not only like it, you loved this speech. Here's the quote. "Thank God we have a president who stands for truth and is not afraid to speak truth to the whole world. President Donald J. Trump's address to the UN General Assembly may have been one of the best speeches ever given to that body and made you proud to be an American." Why do you have that take, and we surprised so many have the exact inverse opinion?
Well, because, Brian, I work all over the world, and Samaritan's Purse is in over 110 countries, and we see what takes place. And for the last 8 years, we just have not had strong leadership in this country, and as a result, nations take advantage of that. And we've seen America not only lose in the Middle East, but around the world. And now you have a president who is willing to stand up. In that comment, if the righteous many don't stand up to the wicked few, then evil's going to triumph. And he's exactly right. And I was so proud that he said that. And he called out North Korea. He called out the Iranians. He called out the Venezuelans. And even he challenged the UN to rise to a higher standard. And I appreciate that about him. He's not afraid of the criticisms that the left socialists are going to throw at him. He just says it the way it is. See, he's not a politician, Brian. That's what I like about him. He just tells it the way he sees it. Politicians always are looking how the wind blows to see where the votes are. He doesn't care about that stuff. He's just going to tell you the truth. And every time I've been with him, I found the president to be straightforward and very direct and extremely honest and transparent.
All right. Franklin, before you go, if folks would like to help you at Samaritan's Purse, how do we find you on the Internet? SamaritansPurse.org. And if they want to be a part of helping respond to these disasters we've seen the last few weeks, these hurricanes, we need their help.
Okay.
All right.
We're interviewing Steve McQueen's wife. He died at the age of 50. Do you know that he carried around a Bible that was your dad's, and it's engraved with your dad's name? It's part of the documentary that's being released at the end of the month. But he said that your dad saved his life, or God used your dad to save his life. And he died at an early age, 50, of mesothelioma. Is that how you say it? But anyway, I thought that was so cool. Did your dad ever talk about Steve McQueen?
He did, and I remember when my father went to visit him, and my good friend Greg Laurie has written a book on Steve McQueen. They've made this film, and it's going to be out in theaters later this month, and it's a powerful film. And I'm so glad that Greg has done this.
Yeah.
And Steve McQueen had a very close relationship with my father there at the very end.
That's cool. We're going to interview Pastor Greg, and Steve McQueen's wife coming up. I believe that's going to be next week. And yeah, the film comes out. It's very powerful. But give your dad our best.